Hey everyone, welcome to Trail Sage, and this week we're talking about the Telesin Motorized Dolly Car. It's essentially a camera slider without any of the rails. It's built really well, and I've enjoyed using it to get those B-roll shots to enhance my product review videos. But before we get too far, please know that Telesin did send me this dolly car, but I'm under no obligation to say anything. All thoughts and opinions expressed in this video are my own. In the past, I've relied on this PMG Duo slider to get those smooth camera glide shots. But this Telesin Dolly Car has basically rendered it useless. The compact design and versatility make this a no-brainer in a lot of situations. But before we get too far into my likes, let's go over the specs. The Telesin Dolly Car weighed in at 275 grams, which is pretty light. The all-aluminum body measures 4 inches long and 1.25 inches thick, making it fit easily into the palm of my hand. On one side, you'll see a power button as well as a USB-C charging port. If we look at the other side, you'll see a button to change the rotational direction and adjust the speed. There are 5 speed settings and they're all indicated by the small LED lights above the buttons. On top of the body, you'll notice 2 different screw mounts. A 3/8 for installing a ball head and a 1/4 mount for a camera. Finally, there are 3 wheels, one attached to the body and the other 2 at the end of each arm. Each wheel has 2 rubber rings that sit in a track, giving it the grip to move around and also dampen any small vibrations. Each wheel measures 1.5 inches in diameter, with the motor driving the one in the front. The other 2 wheels are located on these 2 infinitely adjustable arms. This makes it easy to adjust the amount of curve or angle you want for your shot. This dolly car can handle a max load of 6.5 pounds, making it ideal for mirrorless cameras like this Sony. The battery life is about 5 hours and it can fully charge in 1.5 hours. Included in the packaging are 2 spare rubber rings for the wheels, a USB-C charging cable, a tiny Allen key, a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter, and most importantly, the remote. This remote allows you to wirelessly stop and start the dolly, change the direction of the motor, and adjust the speed settings, all from 30 feet away. Okay, so now that you have all the specs, here are my likes. And I'm gonna be completely honest here, coming from video production, I was used to seeing motorized dollies and sliders costing hundreds if not thousands of dollars. So when I saw this for $170, I thought I was going to get some cheap plastic accessory, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. The moment you pick this up, it has a really nice weight and feel, and I don't mean heavy, I mean it feels solid and durable. In fact, other than the buttons, there are no plastic pieces anywhere on this body. So then I thought, well, maybe the cost cutting was in the bearings, right? Wrong. These wheels move smooth and glide across the surface with minimal effort. The arms can be tightened to your desire with the bolts underneath, and the infinite adjustability makes it easy to control the radius of your turn. And speaking of control, being able to operate this dolly car from this remote has been really handy. Now, I haven't tested the 30-foot range, but for my use case, it's been great. My biggest concern was, how would these tiny wheels move around on flat surfaces? And again, this dolly car surprised me. I haven't had any vibration problems or traction issues, and in fact, it's performed reliably every time. Being able to carry this around easily and operate it just about anywhere with a flat surface has been a game changer. Sliders are bulky to carry and have a set distance and curve, making them hard to configure and use in different scenarios. This Telesin Dolly Car, on the other hand, makes it easy to set up quickly and get the shot. Truthfully, working with this has been an absolute dream, but it's not all peaches and cream. There are some dislikes that I have. The most obvious is you need a flat surface to use the dolly car. It's not so bad if you're in a controlled environment and you can create a makeshift platform or use a desk or a countertop, but if you're out in the field, it gets a little more complicated. 2, while I love the adjustability of the swing arms, I wish they would click into place at some of the more useful angles. For instance, the most obvious one is a straight line. Trying to line up both of these arms perfectly straight is really difficult. It would be great if there was a notch that they could click into. 3, the remote is handy, but I would argue it's actually too small. Yeah, it's compact and easy to carry, but the buttons are really tiny and too close together. And I have small hands, I can only imagine how difficult this would be for other folks. 4, the motor noise. In situations like interviews and product demos involving sound, it would be difficult to film in use without some audio cleaning software. Finally, this is my biggest frustration, but there's no ball head included in the package. While you can use the adapter to mount your camera directly to the dolly car, this means it's fixed in place and hard to use. In future models, I would like to see Telesin include a ball head. And since we're talking about future models, maybe Telesin could offer a Pro model. Let me explain. All the things that we just covered in the dislikes are things that I think Telesin should improve in their current product. But there are several more upgrades that I would like to see, but I understand for that price would be unreasonable to expect. So I would suggest creating a Pro version that would include things like programmable movements. This would allow the user to program movements back and forth, so you wouldn't have to use the remote to constantly change directions. This could be really helpful in product demonstrations where you need to be in front of the camera and you can't really operate a remote. I would also like to see an ease in and an ease out. Right now, when you change directions, there's very little ease, causing the footage to shudder a bit. But if there was a way to change the ease so this would come into a slow stop and then change directions, that would make the transitions usable. Currently, the package doesn't include a carrying case, but having a hard case with a handle and foam cutouts would be handy. Finally, I'm not sure if it's possible to reduce the motor noise, but if the Pro version had a quieter motor, that would make it usable in more situations. Again, these are all things that I wouldn't expect in the standard model, but creating a more expensive Pro version with all these added touches would be pretty awesome. So Telesin, if you're watching, think about it. And since we're on the topic of pricing, this Telesin Motorized Dolly Car is currently priced at $170, which is a steal for what you get. I'll leave a link to my Amazon affiliate link in the description below. It won't cost you anything extra to use that link, but it helps me to continue to make these reviews. So if you're looking to up your B-roll game and you don't have a lot of money to splurge on a professional camera slider, then this Telesin Dolly Car could be the answer. In fact, because of the versatility of the swing arms and compact design, I would argue it's better than a slider in many ways. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you found the video helpful, give it a like, and if you really enjoyed the video, then consider donating a few bucks to help keep the lights on. And finally, if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Sorry. Yeah, well, I'm also going to talk.
Face each other, yeah.
Mic is plugged in. That's good. Baby step, Sage. It's essentially to get those smooth camera glide shots. Woo! Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes? Is that show still on? And also dampen any small vibrations. I can't. Loudest time of the day. Plop, plop, plop. Oh my, are we doing laps? We're doing laps. Part 2. Man, those windows are bright. Yowzers. This dolly car can handle wirelessly. Finally, there's a gnat. Just spilled coffee everywhere. Not the brightest candle. Well, that's it for the...
Can you spin it? You want to spin it?
I hope you know this is all going in my bloopers reel.